Hello, hello. Good evening. My name is Leticia. I am the Survival Mode Disruptor. I facilitate disruptive, unapologetic transformations for women looking to exit survival mode. So let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you have experienced trauma. Most of us have. Well, let me be real with you. Some of us are walking around looking whole, but we are carrying wounds that no one can see. We show up, we deliver, we get it done, and yet we are still shrinking. Not physically, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually. But trauma doesn't need to be fresh to still be bleeding. I didn't realize that the fear I carried wasn't about the world outside of me. It was about the war that was raging inside of me. The constant second guessing, the need to explain every choice, the overachieving that never felt enough, the urge to say yes when my soul was screaming no. That wasn't strategy. That was survival. And survival has a way of disguising itself as strength. You see, we've been taught to wear our trauma like armor, to become high functioning, reliable, strong. But what happens when that strength becomes our prison? Let me tell you a quick story. There was a time when I was doing all the right things. I was booked and busy. I was saying the empowered affirmations, but I was tired. Not tired like I need a nap. I was so tired. The kind of tired that follows you into your wins. The kind of tired that makes success feel like silence. And one night, after yet another day of proving I was okay, I was sat in my kitchen, lights off, laptop glowing, and I realized I had built a life that looked like freedom, but felt like a cage. Because even though I had left the chaos, I hadn't left the patterns. I was still undercharging. I was still hesitating. I was still editing myself in rooms I was qualified to lead, still avoiding hard conversations, still burning out to feel worthy. That is the invisible scars of trauma. It doesn't scream, it whispers. You're too much. Don't rock the boat. Be grateful. Play nice. Say small. But here's what no one tells you. You don't have to be in danger to still be living in fear. You don't have to be hurting to still be haunted. And you sure as hell don't have to look broken to be breaking. So let's talk about how the silent ways trauma shows up. It shows up when we settle for less, not because we want to, but because we are afraid of what more might require. It shows up in money when we undercharge or overgive or avoid it completely because it feels unsafe to earn our worth. It shows up in our need to be like, in the way that we explain ourselves before anyone even asks, in the way that we overperform to prove we belong in rooms we already earned a seat in. And the world will clap for you while you do it. They'll call you strong. But strength without softness is survival. And you were not born to survive, you were born to rise. Healing is not about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about refusing to let it make decisions for your future. It's not about being fearless, it's about being honest, about naming the patterns, unlearning the rules that kept you small, and deciding right now that your next season will not be a repetition of your last one. So if you feel like you're playing small, This is your wake-up call. You don't need more time. You don't need more proof. You need to remember who you are. You are not your trauma. You are not the version of you that kept quiet. You are not the version of you that tolerated crumbs and called it nourishment. You are what comes after the breakdown. You are the bold, the unleashed, the unapologetic version of yourself who no longer asks for permission to exist. So let me leave you with this. The bruises of your trauma may have faded, but your breakthrough has just getting started. It's time to stop playing small. It's time to disrupt survival mode and build a life that feels like freedom. I'm Leticia Francis, your Survival Mode Disruptor, and I encourage you to stop giving in to the scars of your trauma and start being bold enough to live in your truth.
Leticia, I'll give you the round of applause myself. Thank you very much. That was amazing, Leticia. That was amazing. Thank you for that amazing delivery. I mean, I hope we can all find a way to stop surviving and actually really rise and thrive through everything. That was amazing. Thank you for that. That was Leticia Francis. She will drop her socials in the